This program tries to respond to a big challenge that Mozambique has, which is food insecurity and chronic malnutrition. Unfortunately, we still have 60% of the population which is in poverty and food insecurity, and about 45% of the children under 5 which are still suffer from chronic malnutrition. Of the 60% of the population that lives in rural areas, 3/4 base their livelihood on farming, small-scale farming, and fishing. There is a big problem of infrastructure and isolation, which prevents most of these populations that live in food insecurity to access basic services like education, health, extension, sanitation. Also, their livelihoods being based on small-scale farming and fishing, because they are isolated, they don't have access to new technologies or to inputs, or even very difficult access to markets for their products. So this makes it difficult to progress, to increase productivity and therefore their incomes. So this initiative is built around a basic assumption is that there are ongoing programs, existing programs, which are being successful or have successes, and the EU wants to upscale these programs as quickly as possible to have concrete results in the ground. The ongoing programs identified can be divided into 3 pillars: supporting production, enhancing production, improving access to markets, and improving nutrition. Pillar 1, enhancing production, will be mainly the work of FAO, the components of FAO, which is support to seed, input vouchers, farmer field schools, home gardens. And IFAD will have a role in this pillar regarding the fishing sector. On the access to markets, there are components like infrastructure, rural infrastructure, storage facilities, management information system, mostly implemented by IFAD with WFP. And then in nutrition component, we have activities like fortification of staple foods at national level, implementation of nutritional strategy at the provincial level, nutrition education by FAO. What is important is that the 3 agencies this time are really convinced that the synergies and complementarities between these programs is essential to be able to have results, which is reducing the stunting level of the children and improving food security. No one only single of these components will have any results if it's not combined with all the other 3. I think this program is a very unique opportunity for FAO office in Mozambique to evolve from a project mode, a lot of small projects with their inefficiencies, to a program approach where FAO has the resources and the time, because it's a 5-year program, to concentrate on strategic issues for the development of agriculture and food security in support of the government. It can help the government to accumulate evidence for certain policies. For example, in our support for the input voucher program, we are going to accompany it's not FAO doing it. FAO is going to accompany the Ministry of Agriculture and build the capacity within the Ministry of Agriculture, both at central level and provincial level, to be able to use this tool, which is the electronic voucher, to provide subsidized inputs to different target groups in the country. Once you build that capacity in 5 years, then the government will continue using that tool to implement the policies that they want to implement. This would make a real difference at the level of the Ministry of Agriculture. And FAO will have contributed to really, I think, improving agricultural development in that country through that. And similar to the input voucher, also the extension and the support to seed.